Representative Rushlow, you're recognized to introduce the Veteran of the Week.
Members, I ask you to take just a minute. I know we're all busy and we got a lot of things to do. We got a lot of committees, a lot of bills to present, to hear, to vote on, but I'd like for you to just take a minute. I'd like to present to you today the Veteran of the Week, a constituent of mine, a friend of mine, as well as his daughter, who I met first, and you all know Michelle Sutton. The veteran today was in Vietnam. He's lucky to be here today after his experiences in Vietnam, and I would ask you to pay close attention to the citation, because I would like to read it personally, and Kate does a great job, but I couldn't do it without choking up. So if you would, the Veteran of the Week today, Robert Sutton, I'd like to hear a little bit about his story.
Clerk will read.
Whereas among the most honored of all those who serve this nation are its veterans who protected all Americans from enemies, both foreign and domestic, we hold in the highest esteem Veteran Robert Sutton and appreciate the sacrifices and contributions he has given in order to preserve the freedoms and privileges Americans hold so dear. And whereas Robert Sutton, a resident of House District 12 from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, served his nation honorably as a Specialist 4 in the United States Army during the Vietnam War. And whereas Robert Sutton, while serving his nation during the Vietnam War, and was awarded the Army Commendation Medal V device for heroism in connection with military operations against a hostile force, Specialist Sutton distinguished himself by heroic actions on the 29th of May, 1970, while serving with Company 3, 3rd Battalion, and 22nd Infantry in the Republic of Cambodia. While on reconnaissance operation, elements of Company C came in contact with a large enemy force. With complete disregard for his own safety, Specialist Sutton exposed himself to a hail of enemy fire as he began placing suppressive fire on the aggressors. His valorous actions contributed immeasurably to the success of the mission. And whereas the bravery and devotion to duty exhibited by Robert Sutton are in keeping with the highest traditions of the military service and reflect great credit upon himself, his unit, and the 25th Infantry Division in the United States Army. And whereas the state of Oklahoma takes great pride in honoring Robert Sutton as an Oklahoma hero, we thank you for your extraordinary devotion to this nation and for your sacrifices. And whereas the Oklahoma House of Representatives of the 55th Legislature takes great pride in honoring Robert Sutton as Veteran of the Week. And now, therefore, pursuant to the motion of Representative Wade Russell, the Oklahoma House of Representatives extends to Robert Sutton sincere commendations and directs that this citation be presented.
Thank you, members, and we'll do the pledge. Madam Speaker, would it be all right if Mr. Sutton, if he so wishes, could address the body?
It certainly would. Mr. Sutton, you're recognized.
Well, I'd just like to thank the people of Oklahoma for having me down here, and the recognition and the support of my family and my loved ones, and again, the people of Oklahoma, and very much my daughter, Michelle. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sutton. And Mr. Sutton, I have a flag here I'm going to present to you that was flown over the state capitol, and I'm going to hang on to it just long enough for us to do the pledge. And if you would turn to your right and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, we would be honored. Attention.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.